Hello Reformers and welcome back to Perisno. Now, when we left off, we had just completed a very wonderful and luxurious task, which was to take on some mysterious, groups, and basically we took them on. They were veteran gladiators and amazing gladiator champions and things like that. And I wonder whether you caught the reference in the title, by the way. Yeah, that was a reference to the movie Gladiator, because in the last episode we actually participated in a tournament as well, very similar to Gladiator in a way, and obviously we took on some gladiators. So if you caught that reference, then props to you. Anyway, I did actually hand in the task. And I thought I had actually done that on the video, but apparently I didn't, so I just handed it in now, and it gave me 10,000 orums, which is pretty amazing. And we're now gonna partake in another tournament. I'm gonna hope that I will be maybe able to do a little bit better this time, but it's highly unlikely because this is a different setup in the tournament, because we're not gonna get bows, I don't think, because this is a completely different faction. So I wouldn't be surprised if I die instantly, because they're gonna give me, two-handed swords and things like that. Oh, what's going on with the... Did you see that? What was going on with the graphics there for a second? I think there might have been a little bit of a bug with some of the environment there. But yeah, as you can see, this is probably not gonna work out too well. Oh, you can actually jump over those. Thank goodness. I was actually really worried there for a second, because I thought to myself, yeah, if this is an invisible wall, I'm done for. Okay, so it seems like we are vastly outnumbered. Are we? Yeah, outnumbered and outgunned. As you can see, this guy, oh yeah, there we go, we took him down. Okay, so I think I have qualified for the next round, and yeah, I mean, there is, oh, Shijin. Oh, Shijin was on the enemy team. Oh, you traitor. You traitor. Oh, well, never mind. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Anyway, we're gonna... Whoa, yeah, we're taking out a bunch of those. Obviously, this is, unfortunately, not the same kind of tournament that you can find in... Oh, what is it? Nova Eatus, I think? I think Nova Eatus has a pretty decent tournament system, because basically it gives you money after every round, which I think is a... Well, I think that's pretty cool. But obviously, Perisno being a much more, shall we say, difficult mod. Nova Eatus is difficult in other ways. This is obviously quite suitable, and it definitely suits the, the sort of spirit of Perisno, because it is very much a, you have to do this, and it's very difficult, so, that kind of thing. Anyway, 4 teams with 8 fighters each. I think I might be able, oh, we're going to get another 2. It seems like we're getting two-handed weapons only, so it seems like that is probably going to be the weapon of choice for the most part here. I am a bit worried about taking on people, so I'm basically just going to run around, and I'm going to try and take people out, but very, very sparsely. I'm going to be a bit careful here. I'm going to try and do a little bit of fleeting damage every now and again, and if I can take someone out, then that's great, but I'm just going to be a bit careful, because obviously you don't want to get taken out too soon, do you? Too soon, Executus! Do you get that reference as well? I don't know, but... Yes, if you do, then, seems like this episode is a game of references. Yes, game of references. Anyway, we're gonna try and take these guys out. They obviously all have two-handed swords, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad for us. And there seems to only be one team remaining. They did a very good job, didn't they? Gonna try and take out that mount. There we go. Now we are the only person with a mount. Thankfully, the AI is not smart enough to get on a mount. Yeah, oh, that was so close. I really thought I had another kill there, but nope, that was unlucky. Very unlucky. I have a bad feeling about this, to be honest. I kind of think that I might be biting the bullet here. Maybe. I see, this is the thing. If I go too close to them to stagger them like that, I'm not going to be doing enough damage to fully take them out. Maybe I can take out this guy's horse, though. Oh, what? 60 damage to the dummy. No, that's not what I wanted. I did not want that. Oh, no. Okay, let me get... Yeah, there we go. There. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this is not good. I think I might be done. Am I? Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, you need to kill 1, and then you need to kill 2, and so on and so forth to be able to progress. Oh, well, never mind. We only lost 1,000, which is really not a big deal. The main reason why I wanted to stay here as well, I wasn't even intending on doing any of the tournaments. There was actually a tournament beforehand that actually ran out. A lot of the lords actually participated in that, and then they just ran away, so it's absolutely fine. Anyway, I'm going to hire some slaves, I think. And I'm actually going to get... I think I'm going to get some male slaves. I'm going to get 15 male slaves. What? For 450? Are you serious? I was able to get 15 male slaves. That is crazy. For 450 or... Wow, that is crazy. That is really good. That is really good value. Well, I'm going to just see what they, what they do. Because there's been a couple of people that have suggested getting some of those slaves, and I'm kind of like, I kind of realize that they're good, but I was kind of a bit hesitant because whenever I've taken them in the past, they've kind of died pretty easily. And I'm not talking about the slaves here, I'm talking about the veteran gladiators and things like that. But if you're able to level them up to the max level, then they might actually be pretty good. Anyway, the Illicans have been in this land for a millennia, and we have lived in peace unless threatened. We have never intentionally provoked others and are a good people. The Drakons invaded, however, and drove us out of our homes and burned our farms. They have committed atrocities. One certain caravan carries a lot of gold. Okay, shall we do it? I guess we will. I guess. I don't know. I think this might be a bad idea, but we're gonna try it. Where is the caravan? Oh, I'm a little bit worried about this. I always miss this thing whenever I take this quest for some reason, or it gets defeated by another party, which is very worrying. Oh my. Yeah, well, anyway, after this I'm going to go and see Remus, because I actually did forget that we still need to speak to him. But it's given him enough time to sort of soothe his throat about his, huge amounts of talking that he did in a previous episode. So I'm going to try and find the caravan before it gets taken by someone else. Oh, never mind. It's actually literally just here. That is hilarious. I had no idea that it was right there. Okay, so we're reducing relation with commoners. Okay, that's not too bad. I was actually a bit worried that we would reduce relation with the Reich itself, and I thought to myself, it's probably not a good idea, is it? No. Probably not the best idea. I'm actually just going to tell them to hold position, to be honest, because these guys are charging straight at us, and archers are always good when they're just standing there, so why not? Let's just let them run into the absolute devastation that our archers are going to cause. And I'm going to try and get a couple of shots off here, but obviously this is probably not going to work. Why am I standing at the front? I ask myself that every single time I do something like this, and then there's a lancer, and then he's just like, oh, hello there. I'm gonna poke you in the face. And it usually doesn't work out too well. No, one of the Elantoran scouts that I was leveling up for Queen Arwen or the princess, or someone wanted those. I think it was the princess herself. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? That's very annoying. Well, anyway, I am gonna try and buy a blunt weapon soon for Scout. Oh yeah, by the way, I did receive some weekly wages, and the weekly wages are giving me about 1,300 in profit. So we are okay when it comes to our wages at the moment. Obviously, we still need to do a little bit just to make sure that we are, okay with things. And yeah, we're obviously going to try our best to, level things up and, yeah, just continue making a lot of money. Okay, so I need to just check this real quick for a second. Okay, so first aid. Now, if you just take a look at my health right now, never mind. The game literally just booted me out of the battle. Okay, I'll have to check next time, but I'm going to press Y, and we're going to see how much first aid actually heals me for, because I don't have a lot of first aid skill. Anyway, there you go. 35. We did that, and we got the Reich King's Gold. And we do actually get a couple of prisoners too. Very nice. Okay, I'm actually going to be letting our heroes select some things. It seems like they haven't changed anything. Maybe he's changed his pilgrim disguise or something. I've been meaning to give him this, haven't I? I've been meaning to give Slighter that every single time, haven't I? Oh, that is absolutely awful of me. Very, very awful. But he has new armor now. It's not as good as what I can give him, so I'm going to give him that. There you go. That's a little better. And we actually have a new helm for him too. Yeah, why isn't he using that? Come on now. Yeah, I am awful to my companions. I literally am. I am very bad at equipping them and things. So, yeah, it's a travesty. It is absolutely awful. Anyway, we are going to go in here and... Oh, there's another tournament. Do we want to do another tournament? I don't know, really. I think we have other things to do, to be honest. We are going to speak to this guy now. Yes, it was nothing I couldn't handle. There you go. So we've improved... Wow, look at that. We gained 2,000 orums from that. And we improve our relation with the Illica by 10, which is good. Now, here's the thing. I think in the original quest line... I'm not entirely sure if this has been changed, but in the original quest line, the Illicans would obviously be at war, against the Reich in general. And this quest would reduce your relation with the Reich by a pretty large margin, basically 99 or 90 or whatever it was. And that would mean that you were at war against them. And that means that you'd be unable to go into any of their towns. And that's a bad thing, because, obviously, I kind of want to go in there, to see Remus. I'm going to sell these boots now. It's not really necessary to keep them. Wow, that's a nice sword. I'm gonna use that sword. It's got much better reach. So we're going to just sell the saber. I'm going to sell a little bit of food. And we're also going to sell the gloves, and we can change that. Okay, so we have this. Does he not want to take that from me? I mean, wasn't that for him? Oh, that's a bit strange. I'm not entirely sure why he hasn't taken that from me, but okay. I suppose I don't really mind. I'm going to sell the cheese. I'm going to sell anything that we've kind of eaten a lot of. There we go. Yeah, that seems good. All right. And we're just going to take some fine cheese. Yeah, I was going to take some fine cheese, but screw it. Screw it, we're not going to do that. Okay, so I did actually want to go back into the tavern so that we may get another large bounty, maybe? Yeah, there is a large bounty. Okay, so... Oh, demon worshippers. No thanks, maybe next time. I'm not going to be doing the demon worshippers anymore. I feel like they're a little bit too difficult for us. Anyway, I'm going to go to Murdenhall. I think that's where Remus is. If he's not there, then that's going to be a bit sad. But if he's there, then that's great, and we can actually... maybe participate in his quest. As far as I'm aware, his quest is really difficult, so maybe we won't, but I think we're actually doing a reasonable job with the amount of units we have. By the way, I have about 26,000 orums now, so I could technically get another weavery and dye works, or an oil press, or a tannery, or something that is going to give us amazing profit at one of the elven towns. Oh yeah, and also we can become a vassal now as well, because I don't necessarily need to rely on the mercenary payment anymore, but I think maybe we should until I get another enterprise up and running, because without that mercenary payment, I am then in the debt once again. I'm losing money, so that's not particularly good. Anyway, we have a traveler here, we have a ransom broker, a Masnerian knight, there's Remus over there. Alright, so let's speak to this guy. I want to know something about a person. No. Have you heard anything interesting lately? Yes, very interesting, goodbye. What's new? Adventurers are looking for you, they have an interesting job. Really? Okay. Adventurers are looking for me? I don't know where the adventurers are. Knight of Fortune, Alec Grizzled. Are you... Oh, apparently he doesn't want anything. Anyway, we'll just, I guess, just speak to Remus then. Can you finish your story? Roaming through the misty forests of the Elantoran nation, traversing the dry deserts of Drahara, meeting lords and ladies for employment. It was amazing and exhilarating. We won battle after battle, always fulfilling whatever tasks the lords of Perisno set upon us. More soldiers, experienced veterans, joined us. The feeling of fabulous wealth and glory, there are no words to describe it. Lupus even found an old abandoned fort. We used it as a base of operations, and with our newfound wealth, we had turned it into a fortress to rival that of any lords. It all sounds too good, says Miss Scout Wilkins, because obviously the armor is hilarious. I actually really like this helm. I think the helm is actually pretty cool, but we do need to get some other armor soon. Of course it was. Life does not ride upon a single wave of euphoria. My brother was changing. I didn't notice it, nor did my other brothers, as we ourselves were changing as well. We were getting more ruthless, brutal, merciless. Bloodlust became our one true companion in battle, blind rage consuming us as we tore down our enemies. Lupus was getting more ideas. "These so-called lords are weak," he told us one night. "They are foolish, ever quarrelsome, unfit to hold their titles. They cater to the feeble, leech off the strong. My brothers, Perisno is ripe for the taking," he yelled. "Let me cast down the pretenders that lounge in their thrones," said he, "and let us show them the true meaning of power." We all cheered him on, our adrenaline going into overdrive. The idea that we could hold our own kingdom, or even conquer all of Perisno, anything seemed possible to us. So what happened? Well, nothing happened to the Wolf Knights per se. It's what happened to me. One night came, when we raided a Tauranian caravan in the woods outside of Vinica. They never knew we were coming. We charged out of the darkness, our lances lowered, swords swinging, their blood splashing. There was a caravan guard. Couldn't have been any older than me or Lupus when we left our home. I killed his horse while he attempted to flee, sending him to the ground, leaving him trapped under the weight of his dead companion. "Mercy!" he begged, with my sword at his throat. He was a grown man, fresh into adulthood, and bawling his eyes out like a small child sobbing into the night. I did nothing. In the midst of the clashing swords and dying screams, his face stood out above all else. I didn't know what was happening. The bloodlust was fading, and I was staring at the red and pink gore splashed across my greaves. Lupus came in bloodied armor on his black mare, saw what was happening, and plunged his sword into the guard's chest. He twisted the blade and drew out the man's screams before he choked on his own blood, and my brother simply glared at me and rode off. Later that night, he drew me away from the camp. I thought he wanted to reprimand me, scold me for my hesitation. "I can't do this anymore," I heard myself saying. The most peculiar sensation overcame me, and suddenly I was on the ground, staring at a sword embedded in my gut. My own brother had stabbed me. "You are weak," I heard Lupus say. "The pack cannot function with a lone wolf in its midst. Face death bravely, Remus." And he left, the last I ever saw of him, his silhouette blocking out the stars above. The night was getting darker, the stars dimmer. I passed out from the wound and might have died were it not for a passing elven lord. I owe Archduke Methanor my life. Do we know him? I'm not entirely sure. Had his party not come investigating what had happened, I would have surely died. Isolated and alone. He recognized my face from seeing it in the arenas, and took me into his castle to heal me. So what did you do then? It took months, but I was able to recover thanks to him. I inquired about the raiding party my brother and I had led. Without inferring, I helped organize it, and discovered that they had left before Methanor came. I felt different once I had become healed, more determined and less wild. I turned down Methanor's suggestion that I swear homage to Queen Arwen, thanked him by swearing a life debt to him, and left for the Reich. I eventually found the old village I grew up in burned ruins, everyone dead and gone. Bandits, apparently. Perhaps it was Lupus. I tried finding the fortress we had set up for the Wolf Knights. I couldn't find it, because I couldn't remember where it was. It's strange. You'd think I would remember where it would be. Anyways, I now spend my days traveling the land, looking for hints of Lupus's whereabouts. Perisno needs to know the threat he poses. His world is one where only the strong will thrive, while the rest shall be cast down. That was quite the tale, thank you for sharing it. No, thank you for listening. I've never told my tale in its entirety before. Beware the wolves, friend. And remember, the wolf can survive without the pack. I shall indeed beware them. Wait, I almost forgot. Could you visit Archduke Methanor sometime and tell him, I, Remus, still search for it. I am sorry. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude for listening as well. Anyone who is forced to endure my dreary tale should at least get some type of reward. Of course, thank you again for that story. Very well written. Wouldn't you say? Very well written. And it's not usual that you're going to see something like that in a mod for Warband, and it's very well written. Anyway, we are... Wait a minute. That's the... Wow, that's crazy. I actually thought to myself for a second, what's going on here? Because usually red is the color of the player faction, and I thought to myself, I haven't created a faction. Yeah, so, yeah, that was a bit weird, but yes, yeah, Taurania is attacking the Reich at the moment, by the looks of things. Okay, so Archduke Methanor, we are going to have to head back to Elven territory. Alright, so I am near Elven territory, and I came across the first vassal that I could find. I'm now going to ask him where Archduke Methanor is. Ah, there we go. He is actually a vassal. I thought that he might just be a quest NPC or something, but he is actually a vassal. That's really cool. Anyway, yeah, he's between Belsword and Ander at the moment. Okay. Where's that? Oh my. No. Okay, so he's in the field, so I would assume that he is somewhere else. We've taken Azure Keep, by the way. Well, obviously you knew that. But... okay, fine. I'm gonna have to look for the location. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to. Oh, it belongs to Vinica. Oh, really? Oh, there it is. Okay, so he's right over there, so maybe we'll be able to cut across. That would be quite nice. But I think he's probably going to be long gone by the time I get there, which is unfortunate. Oh, is that him? That is him. Yes. There we go. We found him. Excellent. Okay, so, yes, please don't run away too much, please. Are we actually at war against the Tauranians? No, we're not. That's a bit strange. I don't know why he's even here, then. He's patrolling around Lyondell Castle. I suppose that's his. Alright. Remus told me to say that he is sorry, and he still searches for it. What? How do you know Remus? That lad is still alive? Yes, I met him in a tavern, and he told me to convene the message to you. He told me his entire story. It was saddening. Indeed, that lad had a terrible, miserable past. I added words there for some reason. I hope he is well. The Lord's eyes grow distant. Thank you for giving me this. Take this as a token of my gratitude. Farewell. Alright. Well, that's it? Okay. Interesting. Oh well, never mind. There you go. I guess that's it. There might be something else. Maybe we'll speak to Remus again or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.